Hi everyone, Mr. Body here. I got a little bit bored and I was watching other series and they ran out. And so I come across the new series of Nancy Drew. Now, this interested me because as a young boy, young teenager, I was very interested in Hardy Boys. And being interested in Hardy Boys, it crosses over to Nancy Drew, so I actually read Nancy Drew books as well. So I know a fair bit about Nancy Drew, and this Nancy Drew is not Nancy Drew. um, I've seen the first 5 episodes. I actually watched the first five. Um, the first one was terrible. Second one wasn't much better, but you slowly get caught up in it a little bit, I suppose. But it's not great, and the level of stuff they've tried to throw into the series is incredible. It's really smack in your face. They just want diversity, diversity, diversity. Interracial relationships, lesbian relationships, and they're just throwing it in your face, and it's ridiculous. But I'll just start with episode 1, and Nancy Drew within the first few minutes is, you know, Nancy Drew is like supposed to be like this curious young girl who solves crimes, and they turn her into 50 Shades of Grey. Right? There's a lot more sex in here than you'd actually expect from a Nancy Drew series. I mean, there's a lot of sex in here for what it is. And within the first few minutes, boom, there's Nancy Drew going for it. And that's sort of like, whoa, okay, fair enough. It's a slightly older Nancy Drew, I don't know. But then what bothered me most, this is what bothered me most. She has sex. She gets dressed. So I mean, she's in a uniform to go to work. She's in a uniform, so she I don't know, took off her panties and she did the deed, and it doesn't show her put anything on. She's just still in a dress. She doesn't add anything, and then she just puts her shoes on and goes to work. She doesn't wash her hands or anything like that, and the first thing she does is serve food with her hands. And to me, that was just disgusting. I was like, whoa. This is what you're showing us. They're trying to show young women being empowered to be what they want to be and do what they want to do. This is not the way to do it. This is really not the way to do it, and it just gets it just. And the thing with Nancy Drew is, right, the books are not very big, okay? So every book you read, I don't know, they turn out to be, I don't know, roughly about 112, 120 pages each. Same as Hardy Boys. They're not hugely big books, but the fact is, you go through the whole book, and by the end of the book, you've solved the case. All right. This series just keeps on adding to it. So in other words, she gets a clue and she starts following up a clue, and then she gets another clue, and then it throws her off on a different tangent. So all of a sudden now she's got 2 different mysteries, and as she goes further along, there's another mystery and another mystery, and she doesn't solve anything. There's no solving anything here. This is not Nancy Drew. This is just like, let's just add to the mystery. Let's make this a huge thing. Bearing in mind that Nancy Drew lives in a very small town, right? There's only so much she can do in a small town. And so Nancy Drew dealt with small little mysteries. Well, this is just turning into one huge mystery that's going to take the whole town down. So yes, Nancy Drew. I know it's a bizarre thing for me to be talking about. I know you're probably surprised that I actually bring it up. I know none of you probably want to watch it, which I fully understand. but I had to say something because it was shocking. See you later.